tell where it is. It's not like
right.
it's not
It's not obvious.
no, but I can see that things look different in energy and color. That's how I experience it, and then I my body senses that there is a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like as if it's fading away.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
So
fading.
things in your reality, you're saying, look different in energy and color?
yeah. But I will say it's not new. I just feel like it's maybe gotten worse or something. But it has the qualities of the same gray block we've seen before. But maybe I guess something has happened also. So yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you could maybe are picking up on like the AI that's reprogramming the world or the matrix. And so it's how it's manifesting in your physical reality. You're seeing the program shifts.
Yeah, but it's
becoming
weird.
less. Yeah, go ahead.
It's weird because when I felt my worst like 2 years ago, right when everything happened, I kind of the same stuff was happening. It like things were looking different and feeling different, but it was almost like back then it was another dimension. It felt like I was on a different world. Now it's not a different world, but there's this yeah, the gray stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, I was
Like
seeing
an
also like
overlay?
multiple.
Yeah, like an overlay, but it's also yeah.
Is it does it feel like it's degrading or changing?
I don't know if it's degrading. I saw the multiple timelines overlaid, so it's not. It looks very much like, when you're looking at a fan spinning really fast like that. It's not clear,
Yeah.
but you know that it's there. Like it's spinning really fast.
Yeah, I sometimes feel like if I had to put a quality on it, is it's a little, not completely, but a little bit like cotton. That same, well, kind of, yeah. I don't know what the word is.
You said COTTON, cotton?
Yeah. It's called that, right? The fluffy white
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Cotton and big cheese.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you feel these changes are specific to you, or do you feel more like you're picking up on what's happening in the field, or do you feel like it's a combination of both?
I think it's both. I think I'm just able to sense it because I'm trying to work my way out of it. So I have to see it.
Yeah. Are you noticing any changes in the people around you?
Yeah, I am. And I think a lot this past month or two.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
It's the same as I think also that's been mentioned in the chat, that kind of frustrated energy. But there's a difference to it now that is a bit hard to describe, but I yeah, what's the word? I feel like people are a bit more. I have a hard time sensing them. When I talk to someone, I have the feeling that they're not present, and I get so annoyed because I'm like, hey, we're supposed to have a conversation. You're supposed to give me some attention as I'm giving you some attention, but that's not happening. So I can kind of feel the frustration coming from that. But it's like, yeah.
I felt that strongly yesterday afternoon when I went for a walk, and because I just went to the store. I went across the street to the store, but I felt like I was in I was very aware of the simulation. The people that were crossing the street looked like weird characters, which is not normal for my neighborhood, but they all looked weird. Some of them looked like agents, which was odd because they had like, one of them specifically had these big black glasses. He looked like a blues, a jazz player. I don't know what he was wearing, but he looked right at me when he was crossing the street. And I was like, that's weird. I go, I see you. And keep walking. But it was like a lot of people, the cars felt weird. It was as if like I was in a Legoland. That's what it was, like fake space.
Yeah, I felt that while driving also, that people are like
Yeah.
driving. It's not smooth.
That's it.
Drive
It was
and
really weird, like really weird. I was like very aware of it. I'm like, okay. I felt like I was the only one who was like had some rhythm when I was walking. Everyone felt very like whatever.
Robotic.
Yeah, very robotic. I brought in the BG swag when I was crossing the street, but it was so very obvious. Very obvious. It's a little not startling, but I'm like, oh God, here we are. Like it's breaking down. Things are breaking down and you're really seeing, like, I feel like it's a trick, a mind trick for the people who are conscious perhaps of it, what's going on, I think, in a way to create maybe a potential psychosis or I don't know what. It just feels very very obvious that they're really trying to show it to you so that you feel very crazy and isolated.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're like talking to people, Maja, you don't feel like you're connecting with a souled human, like, or like there's no heart connection. Is that what you're saying?
I think so, but the weird thing is that because of my own disconnect, I'm not like picking up on it super.
I find you're way more connected than you were when we first started working with you.
Yeah, I agree. I
very
am
much like yeah, a lot, like
a
lot.
Yeah, I also agree. But I think I'm also like when seeing these things, I'm also recognizing patterns, so I know. So maybe I can see, oh, okay, this is probably why something is happening.
Yeah. I was just watching a bunch of like videos on autism last night, and the whole like pattern recognition thing, and I was really trying to like figure out, because sometimes I think like autistic people are really just, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just highly sensitive to this world, right? And the brain seems to work differently. And it makes me wonder if, I mean, I know it feels to me like that's like partially organic and then partially engineered. Like through the abductions, through the trauma of just like being in this place, and the nano poisoning and heavy metals and all of that stuff too. But there's also an element that feels organic, like these are really truly like highly sensitive souls, so. And it's not true that autistic people don't have a heart connection. I think that the heart connection is there, but because the feeling sensory stuff is so overwhelming for them, they appear to be disconnected, because the coping mechanism can be to like leave the body and like freeze, so yeah, it's just like a really interesting like observation, like how all this stuff is coming into the field. What do you feel about that, Maja?
I think it's all true. I definitely also now feel a lot more autistic than I've not. I have felt that before, but for me, like with the different periods of illnesses, I felt like I've come in and out of autism. Actually, I felt at one point, looking back, that I could definitely have gotten a diagnosis if I were to try that. But then also healing, I felt like all those symptoms disappeared, and now a lot of the same stuff has come back. So yeah, yeah, I think, as you said, it's both a sensitivity and stuff going on, but yeah.
What were the symptoms that disappeared for you?
It was definitely the functioning through the brain. Like I could rely on my other senses more, and I felt a lot more grounded in my body. I felt like the sensory stuff wasn't as overloading as it is now, and my connection with people were different. And yeah, it's not that I felt like I was in a lower vibration, but it's like now being in that state of autism or whatever it's more like, it feels like a compensation to me that I have to do how do I explain it? On the areas that I can affect myself, I have to be so high in frequency or high in vibration so that it can balance out the very heavy stuff I have also going on. Whereas when I felt more recovered, it was like the two poles or whatever, they kind of landed in the middle, or like evened out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it as like while you're still feeling like that disconnect or you can't feel your life force, I feel like it's in part within and also the environment itself. So if this was like the before environment where this is like COVID or pre-COVID time and you're here, you had your shot, you're disconnected here. And then as you're healing yourself, it's kind of merging this way because the world now is becoming inorganic. And you're now on the other side where you're, healing yourself, and now we're in an inorganic space. So then you're feeling the environment.
Yeah.
So it's disconnected again. Like it's like you haven't had the chance to be together with
place.
it. You're just kind of moving through it. And that's why it feels disconnected all the time, because now you're feeling like the environment, whereas before it was perhaps you, and then you filled up that space, and now unfortunately things have shifted.
Yeah, I've thought about that. It's so weird because then I had these issues in a completely normal world, and
right.
I felt weird.
and now you're the normal one in a weird world.
Yeah, and I kind of had like a small, maybe like a month or something where
I think that's
felt
where
like
you merged
the world
here.
was, and then
it moved.
Yeah. It's very
it's fucking weird. I know, I hear you. Big cheese, where's the cheese? I need a piece. I need a snack now.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of it for you, Maja, is because of your sensitivity. Like you're always picking up on what's happening in the field. But what you're doing also is like internalizing that, like there's something wrong with me. I think you need to start separating what's mine and what's coming from outside of me, because I think a lot of the energy, of course, you like have your own things going on, but a lot of the energy I feel like you're feeling and picking up on is happening around you in the field itself, So I think it would be helpful for you to begin like asking yourself, like, is this really mine, or is this something I'm picking up on externally? And then you can say, okay, and let that go. It's not mine,
Yeah.
I think that would be really helpful, because Karen does the same thing, Like she had all this stuff going on last night, thinking that it's all hers, when really it was a mix of things going on in the collective, things happening with you, and et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, it just feels like it's all yours because it's happening to you when it's really not. It's your sensitive antenna that is picking up on all this stuff in the field itself.
I definitely see that. I think I haven't really had a chance to train that separation because I've been so.
Me neither.
So it's like, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all just jumbled. Yeah.
It's hard to separate sometimes just because it really affects the physical. Like I was telling Tina, I don't even remember. I go, my kids aren't home. They were with me last night, but they weren't home when I got up. And I don't remember bringing one of them to school. She's not here. So someone brought her.
Maybe she took the UFO.
That's it. I was like, maybe the UFO picked her up and dropped her off. Thank you. Hopefully. I didn't get a call or anything from the school, so I know she's there. It's not, but you know, like I lost consciousness.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the fuck? Like, were they really disconnected me enough for me not to remember what happened? But I'm getting like little clues. I'm like, I must have gotten up because when I woke up, I was fully clothed. I had my hoodie on, I had my sweatpants on, and I was like under the covers, it was so hot. I don't even know how I stayed under there. The bed was fixed the way that I usually fix it on the other side where my son sleeps. So I was a little confused, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I guess I did something. I just, you know, I was running on an unconscious program where I was like doing things and but completely disconnected, which is kind of scary. Like that happened to me last time. And I had to ask the kids, like, I was like, how was I? Did I say anything? Like, did anything happen? And they're like, no, you're fine. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, it was me though, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I drove you, right? Like, yeah, it's scary, really scary.
Yeah.
Because something could just come in and overtake me and bring, I don't know.
I think it's just the splitting and you're not being grounded in the body that causes that kind of memory loss. Not being fully grounded, because you already have that tendency in the morning anyway to not be fully in the body. And then, you know, you had a lot of energy, you know, coming at you last night. So then you definitely weren't grounded in the body. I don't think anything came in and took your kids to school.
Well, if they did, thank you. I see like a gray, like wearing like
a wig,
my wig with my ponytail, and like, yes, I'm Karen, Julia's mom.
Yeah. I think that, it is hard to separate because when it's happening in your field and you're feeling it, it feels like yours because you're feeling it. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then see, like, that always happens. Like you have all this stuff, like Karen, you have all this stuff coming in and then you're like, oh my God, like all this stuff happened last night, blah, 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 blah. Then we meet with the client and you're like, oh, that's why.
Oh, you know, all Maja.
It's all Maja. Yeah, so it's the same thing with Maja. Like you're picking up on all this stuff going on in the field. It's not necessarily all yours. You know, you're really picking up. You're so sensitive that you're picking up on all different kinds of things, all different kinds of streams of consciousness. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think I was just thinking what is making it harder now is also all the AI interference. Like if it was,
so much.
I feel like if it was emotions or situations like normal, then it's easier to maybe separate. But now because there's so much that's not anyone's in a way. So it's like, where
I
does
feel
it
like
belong?
I feel like when you're saying like I can't get into my chi or your connection or whatever, I think it's like the environment outside that is reflecting it back to you. That's why it doesn't feel like you're connecting, because like you're usually very used to using the external as your navigation. Whereas now you have to come in and be like, okay, no, I am connected. My chi is there. It's just that I'm so programmed to look to the outside world to tell me that I'm connected, let's say.
Yeah.
Whereas now you can reprogram the self to be like, no, I am connected. I'm just picking up on the inorganic shit out there. That's not inside me anymore.
Yeah.
So that should be like hopefully another way for you to shift that so that you're not always programming yourself to believe that it's not just all you, it's really out there, because it's really bad out there and you're really picking up on it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you had that point where you merged, right? Like, I mean, you crossed paths, so you were able to really get back into it, but then it was gone, because that's how things are progressing so quickly and how you're healing so quickly too.
Yeah, I can see, like, I understand it, but I can feel that I don't fully understand it, maybe because it's so hard for me to.
It's okay.
To do, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of wrap your head around what's going on, because again, it's like, watching the simulation crumble, and there's part of you that's protecting yourself from really fully understanding what's going on, because it's very scary and traumatizing.
Yeah.
To see your world fall apart in front of you, or to see like Lego people, in your world, and you're the only one who's actually like, does anyone else see this? Yeah, it's isolating, and you don't want to believe it, because then that really means you're isolated. So it's a protective mechanism.
Yeah.
That you're completely normal.
Yeah.
Well, you're normal in this, at least in this circle here.
Yeah.
Like, we're all as normal.
We'll just keep telling each other we're normal.
Yeah, we're the normal ones. We're just in the wrong program. We're in the wrong petri dish.
So what do you, before we start, did you get your triangle?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. Can we see it?
Yeah. I have to go upstairs to get it.
Oh no, okay, never mind. It's okay. Just take a picture if you can show us.
Yeah, I can do that.
Next time.
But it's like this big, covered in tape. And it's I think, like, I'm going very slowly into it, because it's also a bit scary to know it's electricity and water and everything, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you do it with your feet first?
You can use it without the water, right? Like,
yeah, he told me that you can just kind of put it on your body, and I think I'm going to start with that, just to feel if that does anything, and then in a foot bath, and then work my way up.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, that's great. You have to let us know.
So nice that I got it. It was like,
I'm glad that they gave it to you.
Yeah, how did it finally be found?
I have no idea. It was like, it's we got the tracking from US, and then it's supposed to cross borders and go into Danish postal service, and then we get the tracking from their company. And it got lost between countries, and it was in that space for 3 weeks, and it makes
like
no
a Bermuda Triangle.
The holding space. It was in the holding space.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the US postal, USPS, it's called, right? They said it's in Denmark, and the Danish postal service said it's in the US. And I was about to give up, and like, I'm not gonna get it to me. And then it was here in like 3 days, when I think Eric filed a missing package. Yeah, something.
Oh, they all of a sudden found it. The door opened. You're like, the big gray wall opened. Released the triangle.
Then it was here. I didn't even see the post guy. It was just on the back side of my house.
Oh,
one
weird.
morning. Yeah.
Whoa.
That is
Your-
weird.
Yeah. Your higher self went to go get it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm super glad that I got it, because hopefully
Yeah.
that will do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, you should set your intentions every time you use it for it to work in your highest and to remove all that does not belong in a very
Gentle
soothing
way.
and gentle way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely go slow. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, you should write us your Triangle Chronicles.
Yeah. Yeah, I will.
Okay, great. So what do you want your intention to be for today?
I think now we have talked about the gray big wall, so maybe that's not the most relevant for me, but I do still like that kind of fading of consciousness, or fading of energy structure thing I talked about. I think that would be something to look into.
Okay. Do you have like a specific question around that, or how do you want to word that?
Yeah, how maybe just to see what has changed, or because yeah, it's something that's so hard to put into words that I can't say what happened to this. I can't put a word onto what it is, so it's kind of hard to word out. But those internal structures of energy, or something.
So you want to ask what has changed with your internal energy structures?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to ask.
Is this a new change that you're feeling, or is it still kind of the same?
It's kind of the same, but it feels like it's gotten slowly worse. Yeah.
Keeping in mind that you could be picking up on the environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should see, is this mine? Is this mine? And
I don't feel it is, though. I don't think so, Maya. Sorry to disappoint you.
No, that's great.
I don't think it is. I think we're just picking up on and seeing through what's going on.
Yeah.
And we're like the only organic structures that are left. And so, yeah, I don't know. But I feel already just from your sessions, you've progressed so much. But yeah, we could definitely confirm that, at least with your higher self, what's going on and how else we could optimize your moving forward, and how to, have a good quality of life living in the Legoland.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm also thinking it could also be that it's something else that I'm mixing together with, if that makes sense. Maybe there's something behind what I'm trying to explain that's mine, and then this yeah.
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 Sounds good.
If that makes sense.
So we should make the intention then to connect with the part of you that knows the answers to this information.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be great.
Yes. So just telling that part to get ready.
Yes.
Okay.
And to sit really close to the computer.
Yeah. Is it
No, it's
bad
good.
with the
It's
sound?
good. No, it's
okay.
fine.
No. When you're close like that, it's good. So
Okay.
I think that happened last time. It was really close to your face.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do that again.
Okay. So the fading of consciousness and the kind of the distance you're feeling there, you want more insight into that and what has changed with what, if anything, has changed with your internal energy structures, or are you picking up on something else?
Yeah. That sounds really good.
Or a combination. Okay. Very good. I'm gonna take a quick break, go to the bathroom, and I'll meet you back here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And we would like to ask this purest expression of you, this highest expression of self, to lend us more information about what, if anything, has changed with Maya's internal energy structures. So just allowing that information to come forward. And just tell me the very first things that you're noticing, the very first impressions that you have.
I feel like scattered in a way, but it's like I'm not what's the word? Oh, I know the Danish word. It's very specific, but I have no idea what it is in English.
What
It's
is
like
it?
there's
What is it
yeah,
in Danish?
it's afgrænsning,
Mm-hmm.
like the it's like there's no border. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best word I can use.
Very good.
Between me and everything else, it's like yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Very good. Tell me more about, how did this happen? Why is there no border here?
It feels like a slow progress or something.
Mm-hmm. What is the process that has happened here to disintegrate the border? What is happening there? How is that happening?
I think what I'm sensing is just is illness, but it's like it's like being in an illness state.
Taking a nice deep breath, sinking deeper into that. You're doing really well. So let's see, what is creating this state of illness? What is the root cause of this state of illness?
It's a bit hard for me to focus. It's like I'm being made aware of this like way of feeling scattered, and it's making me very dizzy.
Okay. Taking a nice deep breath, connecting with your grounding roots. Grounding the energy in the body. Pulling the energy into the body and grounding to the earth. What are you noticing now?
I have like a very urgent sense of desperation.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's like I just want to kick and scream to change this, or like make it stop.
So connecting with that highest part of you, your purest expression of self, the part of you that knows how to make this stop. And asking for that information. How do we make this stop? How can we begin the reparation process? What do we need to do? Just noticing the very first things that come to you.
Just seeing like that the body needs more light.
The body needs more light.
Yeah, and yeah, it just looks very dark otherwise.
Can you describe to me what it looks like?
Just like a dark, dead energy.
What is creating this dark, dead energy within the body?
feels like it's something that's I don't know, it feels like it's laughing at me, like making fun of me.
Mm-hmm. What is it saying?
It just doesn't have like my best interest.
What does it look like? If you can visualize it, what does it look like?
Like I have no idea. It's like it feels like it's how do I describe this? Like it's many small voices joining together as one.
Mm-hmm. Do you hear the separate voices, or are you just hearing the one voice?
Well, but I think both.
Both. Okay.
Sounds like sounds a bit like the way it's in like in movies they animate voices to that you know I don't know if you know like an evil voice from a movie.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Taking a nice deep breath. We're going to rewind time and ask for your highest expression of self to show us what exactly happened here that allowed this energy into the field, drifting backwards in time, drifting and floating, moving to the most important day and time that will give us more information about this energy. Drifting back, floating back, drifting back, floating back. And be there now, anchoring into this time and space. And as you anchor into this time and space, tell me the very first things that you notice, the very first impressions that you have as you begin to understand where you are and what is happening around you.
I feel like it's the time of the vaccinations.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Just visualizing, feeling, sensing, seeing, knowing what exactly is happening here.
it just feels like this complete collapse. Like, yeah, it feels like I've just been completely to the ground. Like, yeah.
What is it exactly that is causing that feeling of being beat down to the ground? I want you to view that energy as if you're watching it from above. Just watching from above, seeing exactly what is happening here.
I feel like I just become so dense. Like it's almost like I have to drag myself, my body, like to move, and everything feels like a burden to move or think or do anything.
What is it that is creating this feeling of density in the body, in the energy system? What exactly is causing this feeling?
Just see it as like a metallic kind of look. It's like those, what is it called? Like those armors that knights wear that fool. Like it's almost like putting one of those on.
Okay. Tell me more about when this energy, when or how this energy entered the field, the one with the voices. When did that come in?
I think it's around the same time, but it's almost as it's like the voices has gotten stronger over time, I think. Yeah.
Okay. And if you could visualize the form of where these voices are coming from exactly, what does it look like?
It's like I'm like seeing little ants, like part of the voice is like 100 little ants or something, but then there's like the over voice that's more maybe more evil, I would say.
And how has this energy, these voices, how has this been affecting you all of this time?
Just seems like it's just so heavy.
Mm.
It's just so heavy.
And how is it that this entity is gathering its strength? How has it gotten stronger over time?
It's like it's like there is some communication with the ants, like it goes to both ways, but for some reason it also feels like it's gaining confidence. I don't know why, but it feels so what's the word, I can't find the English word again. It's like so almost pleased with itself in a weird way. Yeah, arrogant. Or, yeah.
Mm. What does it say to you?
Not getting anything specific, but it's just a feeling of having it kind of laugh at me and make me feel little under all that pressure it's creating. Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel it's located in one specific part of the body, or where do you feel it the most?
I think it is kind of all over, but the like the darker side of it seems like it is mostly connected to my brain, or like my thoughts, or like
And how is it influencing your thoughts?
just in a very negative way, like yeah. Yeah, negative thoughts, I would say, just in general. Yeah.
And is it also causing the scattered feeling?
Yeah, it is all connected somehow.
What is the role of the ants? Just taking a deep breath, relaxing the body. Just feeling, sensing, seeing, or knowing. What is the role of the ants? Remembering this is your body and your energy system, and you have access to all information and all energy. Noticing what is the role of the ants?
And they feel like little minions, like they are obeying that other part. Yeah, I don't even know. It's just like they're just like ants. It's like they are just working together to build something, but it's like they can't decide what it is. It's just something that they do. It's like instinctive, like an instinct. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Very good. So sinking deeper into that and looking at what is it that they are working to build? What is it that they are working to build?
I'm not sure. It's like there's two things. I saw like I just saw that they were building like small squares, but I think it's more the energy of something that is very metallic, like.
Can you tell me more about, you said they're building squares?
Yeah, but I think it's more of just feeling it. I got yeah.
Yeah, just tell me exactly what you're noticing, because I think you're spot on.
It's like they're just building structures that are not dead structures, like squares and plates and dead structures is like the best I can say. But there's also it's like there's also another layer of just the presence, the ants or whatever. I'm noticing a lot of like flickering or like on a TV screen, a lot of or static. Yeah.
Okay. And tell me more about what is the purpose of these dead structures that they're building? Where are they building? Well, first, where are they building these structures?
I don't feel anything specific other than it's just in the body.
In the body.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And what is the purpose of the structures that they're building? Just taking a nice deep breath and sinking into that, asking for the information to come forward easily. Remembering that you have full access to your system. What is the purpose of these structures that they're building?
it feels just like a power play. I don't know. There's probably some deeper reasons, but yeah, it's like it's just about power.
Okay.
There's so much pride.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm feeling.
Where's the sense of pride coming from?
I think maybe other beings or energies that is connected to it all.
Mm-hmm. Are these other energies or beings, are they connected to you or are they outside of you?
I'm not sure actually. It's like they are not, I don't think they are too focused on me, but they have had access, so maybe they could have access if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure. I don't feel like, yeah, I'm not really sure. I feel like they are kind of looking at something else.
Mm-hmm. I'm just taking a nice deep breath, relaxing the body. And just noticing what is it that these beings are looking at? What are they focused on?
I feel like they're just overlooking everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, just kind of, yeah, what's it called? Like, yeah, overlooking it all,
Mm-hmm.
taking notes, like, yeah.
So they're kind of like the managers.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you tune into these structures that are being built within the body, what do you notice?
Yeah, it's like my body feels like what's it called? Like is it a scaffolding? Like just a metal scaffolding. Like, yeah.
Okay. So tell me if I'm correct in my understanding that these beings, these ants, have been there since the injection and they have been building these structures within the body ever since. And that's why it feels like it's been getting worse over time. Is that true?
Yeah, it is, but I just feel like there is something more to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I almost can't access it, or like,
Just taking a deep breath, relaxing down into it, relaxing the body, releasing any tension in your face. Remembering that you have access to all and everything within your energy system. You have power and dominion over your energy system. And you also have access to the highest, purest, divine part of you that has all the answers to all the information that you want to know. So asking for this information to come forward easily, having a full understanding of what more is happening here that we need to know. Just noticing the very first things that come to you.
And the first thing was the, is it called the Black Plague?
The Black Plague. Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Mm-hmm. Tell me
Almost
about.
like there's a
Mm-hmm.
black illness in the body.
Okay. So they're building these structures like this metal scaffolding within the body, and there's also this black illness. Tell me more about that.
I'm just sensing that it's kind of taken over. That's
It's taken over the body.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is this, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like on a deep level. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm. Is this black illness related to the original entity that you were sensing?
In some way, yes.
Mm-hmm. How so?
It's like it's part of the plan, but it's not. I don't sense that feeling of ants as I did before. It's more like it's more like an illness.
So what does the energy of this black plague look like?
It's completely black. That's like the opposite of light.
Mm-hmm. Where is this black energy located in your body? Is it everywhere or more concentrated in one space?
Can't really tell. I think it could be all over, but it's more like it's the state of the body, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like a process that happens when the body is sick.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that this is part of the plan. What exactly is the plan?
Yeah, it feels like it's just to like swallow the light of everyone, like, yeah, take out the light.
Just want you to hold there for a moment. Take yourself into a happy place. Just traveling there in your mind. Be there now. Just settling into that happy place while I check in with Karen.
Yeah, on that connecting, I was feeling like a yellowish green, like highlighter color energy, but it felt like the what was it, like liquid latex or something, kind of like filling the space. It felt like as if it was difficult to connect to things around because it's like not because it's changing, or they're changing the chemical makeup of it. So it's really hard to feel into it or connect to it. I think that's what was going on to this, when I was trying to connect in to feel through things. It felt a little distant, but it's like as if I can't connect to it because it's kind of blocked off for me to feel into it. It's like the sensors they're dumbing down the outer sensors so that we can't read the outside. So it does feel far and distant. Mm.
What else are you noticing?
Just like everything we had talked about earlier, and like the kind of like in a way confirming what we had already discussed before we went in. That, yeah, it just feels as if like there are energies that are taking over, like inorganic energies, machines, or whatever, that they're like among us. And it feels as if like they're just trying to hijack or suppress our consciousness, or why it's difficult to, yeah, connect, because it's like they're changing the chemical makeup of the programming. And so we haven't yet caught up with the programming. Like we don't have the programming to read it yet. I guess in a way discerning it. But um but yeah, it feels distant and far. Like harder to read, harder to really understand. I feel like in a way like I'm blocked in that too, just in a general sense, because it's new, or whatever they're putting out there, or whatever they've done, it's new.
Okay. So this yellow type energy, did you see this in Maya's field, or is this just in the environment?
I feel like it's just in the environment. I don't feel like in Maya's field. I feel the sensors, like in Maya's field, it's like, picking up on things, but it's coming up like question marks and blanks because it's not able to translate it like whatever she's picking up on. So it's not really like it's, yeah, I guess in that way, like you would perhaps interpret that as disconnection or energy not really coming in, but really it's like drawing a question mark or blank because we have not yet. It's again, it's not sentient. It's harder to feel like, so when I feel like the AI stuff, it does feel far. It does feel like really difficult to connect to. I think I've just gotten a little better at it because of how often we see it in sessions. But I feel like when you're kind of led blindly into it, it's hard to understand because of how, yeah, it doesn't have feeling. It's not alive. So it could, again, it is like an internalizing, and I'm feeling the technology within people too, and how it's self-assembling within themselves, and then it's like, again, you're drawing blanks or drawing like there's no, the connection is severed or cut because you can't feel it. And I think that's why I was just demonstrating the yellow or the latex or whatever. I think I was just saying it very like colorful, so in a way of like how much it has spread. And that latex feeling, yeah, it's so thick, like it's kind of hard to pierce through or to feel into. So it's as if it leaves like yeah, separation.
Okay. So it's kind of almost like an inorganic invasion or separation between the environment and then organic beings that are trying to read the energy of that environment, but there's a disconnect because we don't have the programming to read it.
Right. I feel like partially it is in a way new, but it's also the programming, it's not connecting yet because we're able to feel life in the everyday, we're able to feel life in people, but because this programming or this latex or whatever, I'll call it latex, it's taking over everything, we're not able to discern it yet because it's like not it's as if, like, again, with the like kind of being gaslit, like it's we're seeing it, or we're used to what we're used to, but now it's changed, but it still looks the same, it just feels different. So it's not, there's a coherence, like it's kind of like messed up.
This could be why Maya was noticing like the changes in even coloring and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. So as we were going through her exploration, did you have any insight that was coming in around that?
There was a couple of things coming through, but I can't really remember. I feel like I was being like, as if, like, when she was talking about squares and stuff?
Yeah.
They were coming into my field too, as if like trying to wipe me.
Well, it's interesting because right before we logged on today, we received a message from one of our colleagues that was doing clearings on people after the signal went out yesterday, and she was finding black squares in people.
Right.
So I wonder how that's all related.
Well, I feel like they're as if trying to erase or delete our programming and trying to insert theirs into us. I think that's why, like, where other people, it's easy for them to be either taken over or whatever the case is. We have the ability to override because we're aware.
Okay. I keep hearing black box programming. I'm not sure what that means.
Isn't that something in cars?
In what?
In cars and planes, there's like a black box of information. I was just thinking because we talked about
airplane.
cars.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it...
No, I just looked it up. There is a black box programming. Like it's a software.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I also saw in the, when you were guiding to begin with, I saw like a car driving straight ahead, but then kind of losing its direction, like it was spinning and turning and driving backwards and in like a stressful way.
What does this mean to you?
The car. I think it was just like we talked about with the cars earlier. That way of like the flow of traffic was broken, like almost like the separate cars didn't have awareness of the other cars. So it feels like disconnected from other than itself.
It's interesting too, because there's been a lot of accidents lately. So definitely, I feel like the energy is reflecting, or the reality is reflecting back to us what's happening energetically. So connecting, both of you, connecting with your highest self, purest aspect of you, and asking, how do we override this black box programming? How do we override this black box programming?
I think it's just another program that we have to override. Just like how we override like the thought forms, programs, belief systems, same thing. I think it's just through awareness, that's all. How it's manipulating others, how it's affecting us and our environment and us and personally, and that you can override. Looking, I don't know, if we might have to, do deeper work, like to either burn any contracts that might be new because of it, but along the lines of like cutting ourselves out of that programming or being programmed into it.
So let's see if there are any contracts here, Maja. Contracts with these beings that are creating the black boxes.
You see greys and insectoids. But them too, it's like I don't feel their, their emotional stuff. They have no emotions.
Are these the beings overseeing this project?
I believe so, yes. More so grays than insectoids.
Okay. And we saw that it's basically it's a power play.
Yeah.
Okay. So am I visualizing any contracts or agreements that were made with the grays and insectoids, even if you were somehow tricked into it? What do you notice?
Yeah, I feel like there is some kind of contract, but it's so like they sneaked it in, so it doesn't feel very valid.
Mm-hmm. How did they go about sneaking it in?
You're the big cheese.
I'm not really sure. I think I don't know. Maybe just an everyday situation. Like yeah, like for me, maybe just going to work and like doing something that I don't like to do. I'm not sure. It feels very like they really tried to sneak something in, but it doesn't. It feels not very valid. If that makes sense. Yeah.
It feels not valid. Okay. Well, just looking for and burning any remnants of that contract or subcontracts or fine print, intending to delete that altogether. What do you notice as you do that?
Yeah, just the presence of that kind of just faded away.
Good. Now that that contract is burned and they have faded away, I'm just tuning back into your body. And see if you notice any changes there.
And it feels like there is some, like maybe a bit more light or something.
Mm-hmm. Where are you noticing that?
Uh, it almost feels like it's laying kind of on top of my skin, on the front side of me, or like yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you able to pull that light into your body?
I think it's in some way I am, but it doesn't feel quite right, or like
What is
feels a bit weird.
What's preventing it?
I think the static feeling I mentioned before is kind of blocking it. And also just the natural, this is just super hard to describe, but it's almost like just like your intestines know how to move food down and digest it. I feel like the energy system has that ability normally, but it's almost like that ability has stopped or not working properly or something.
Is that due to the black box structures?
It feels older than that, I don't think it's the black structures. Maybe they not only that, at least. Yeah.
You also mentioned metal scaffolding that you were sensing. Is that what's preventing it?
I think maybe it's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really super hard for me to.
Okay.
And they're just introducing all these like weird things on the outside so that it's, making it very difficult for the energy to want to come in to the environment, like back inside.
Yeah. Let's connect again, relaxing deeper down, connecting with your highest aspect. Just relaxing, allowing the body to fully relax. Relaxing down deeper. Drifting down. Floating down. Drifting down. Deeper down. Connecting with the highest aspect of you available. And asking, how is it that Maya can clear and override the infringements that have been done in her energy system and body? How can Maya clear and override the infringements on her energy system and body?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, let's try this then. Let's start gathering up all of those ants out of your energy system. How would you like to go about doing that? Remembering that you have power and dominion over your body and your energy system, you can choose any way that you want.
Mm. I'm not really sure. I'm feeling very tired right now, so it's a bit hard. Yeah.
They're probably inducing that tiredness so that you don't exert your will. So we just need to get through this little bit of time. So go ahead and pretend that you have a vacuum. Just imagine that you have a vacuum and you're sucking up all of these ants, sucking them into a black hole, vacuuming up all of those ants out of your energy system. They're making you tired so that you don't do it.
Yes.
Just continue to use that vacuum, sucking them down into that black hole where they can't harm anyone else. You can also use that vacuum on the black square structures that they have created. And we're supporting you energetically, adding our energy. Keep using that vacuum, sucking down all the ants and all of the structures that they've created, breaking that down. What are you noticing as you do that?
I feel like I have, I'm noticing something on the top of my head.
What do you see?
it just feels like there's some cold, refreshing water running down my inside of my head.
Okay.
And also, for some reason, I kind of went back to that Black Plague stuff we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Because it felt almost like to do with the light and like the energy structures and everything. Like something happens, so the body is in an illness state. That's what I kind of saw now, that it's kind of being kept in that state and prevented from slipping back into like health mode, or like recovery mode, if that makes sense. Like, I think that's why I saw the Black Plague, because that felt like a very slow. It's also called the Black Death, like a slow decay, being in that illness mode instead of flipping back into like the initial illness is over. Now we flip back to health and recovery.
What is it exactly that is keeping you in that state of illness? Is it that original entity we saw?
I think it's more that black energy, yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead and use your vacuum on that black energy too, remembering that you have power and dominion over your energy field, and you get to decide what stays and what doesn't. So use your vacuum to suck up that black energy, clearing all of it from your system. Making sure that you get all remnants of that energy out of your system. Clearing out all of that black energy. Allowing for your body to return to a healing state. No longer in the energy of illness, but regeneration. And as you regenerate, you'll naturally build back your energetic defenses. So visualizing that border around you. strengthening that. And what are you noticing as you do that?
Feels like there's some things inside me that's trying to regulate.
Good.
Yeah. Then I thought, like, I just saw all the structures and everything we talked about, the energy structures. It felt almost like when the body was so dense, it's almost like it's so ill and almost dead in a way. It's like the body could let go of those structures. That makes sense. So maybe it's what happens when the body dies. But yeah, if that makes sense.
You said the body couldn't let go of those structures, or could?
But like it thought it was okay to let go of those things.
Your natural energy.
Yeah, in a way. Like it's mimicking death in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Okay. So that's why it let go of like your natural borders and energy defenses.
Yeah, it almost feels like it. That like it's because I felt like it was a natural letting go because the body thought it was at the right time to do it.
And so was it programmed to feel that way by the black box programming and the energy structures that they were placing there?
It feels more like an overall effect of all the accumulation, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think so. It's more like a, yeah.
Okay, good. Are you still noticing that heavy armor that you were noticing before? If you are, you can intend to take off that armor.
Yeah, I am still feeling it.
So go ahead and take like a fire torch and just use that to break it open. And just let it fall off of you. What are you noticing as you do that?
I felt like a small shift. But it feels more like that armor or the heavy feeling is gonna be there until my own energy is more like
stronger.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to clear out all of the ants and the black squares? And the black energy?
I think so, yeah.
Very good. Okay. Is there anything else that you're noticing in your body? How does it feel now? Just tuning in, bringing your awareness into the body, seeing how it feels now.
Just feels like really, really tired.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, allowing that feeling of cleansing water that was coming down through your head, feeling that cleansing water coming down through your crown, washing through the body, clearing out any residual energy, and filling in all of those spaces and places where you cleared this thick, dense energy today. Just feel that gentle cleansing energy coming through the physical form. Washing down through your chest, shoulders, arms. You can see it flowing out of your hands, washing away all that's no longer in alignment with full healing and health and empowerment, taking back dominion over your body and your physical form, your energy system. Feeling that cooling, healing water coming down through the chest into the organs, cleansing any and all residual energies, and washing it down through your legs, seeing it flowing out of your feet and taking with it all and anything that no longer belongs to you. Restoring the body to its original state of healing and regeneration. And just allowing that flowing water to continue to wash through you. And as it washes through you, it dissolves any remaining structures or scaffolding, just dissolving it all and washing it out of the body. Karen, are you noticing anything?
No, I was assisting in the clearing and vacuuming up and making sure everything was torn down. Just that, like I think she should just continue to do the self detox and all of that, because like if we have no control over the external, then we have to take control of our own vessel. That's the only thing we can do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So supporting the energetic work with the physical.
Yeah, to continue that.
How are you feeling, Maja?
I just feel a lot softer,
Mm,
which is really nice.
very good. Just intending for that cleansing process to continue into the night as you sleep, clearing any and all energies that are not in alignment with your highest good, regenerating the body and the energy system, bringing it all back into a living, healthy state of being. Making your energy stronger, brighter, rebuilding that energetic border around you so that you won't be absorbing everything. And intending for the healing to continue slowly and gently. Your body knows how to naturally rebuild and repair itself. So just bringing your awareness, all your energy and consciousness back into the here and now. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, there's a helicopter flying over right now. So weird. How are you feeling? Tired?
Yeah, it's hard to feel completely. Yeah. So tired.
Yeah. That was a lot to process, but you did amazing. You're getting stronger and stronger in your connection and ability to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can also feel I understand, like, for example, with the ants, I was like, but now it makes total sense why it's ants. That's the picture coming up. But like, yeah,
Why do you think it's ants?
just yeah, what's it called? Almost like I feel like they have kind of like a hive mind, or that building together. Yeah.
Well, exactly what you were describing is how I've been describing these energies. How I was just saying this the other day, how like we see jinn that way, where they're one entity, but separated into many different, and they cause that negative thinking and scattering of the consciousness. So exactly what you were describing is exactly what we see too when we're tuning in to see what's happening energetically. And so the quantum dots, the nanotech, the technology actually works in the same way that the jinn work, as one hive mind, but individual consciousness.
The voices speaking together and on top of each other. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's really that's really crazy.
Yeah. So that's why I was like pushing you further into that, because I knew that you were onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you did great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the whole like death thing, that's totally spot on. I think like the reason why people are having like trouble with fungus and all this like bacterial overgrowth and all this stuff is because the body thinks it's dying.
Yeah,
Like the,
that was also a big click for me, because it's like, it's the same thing when, oh, I guess when the body is dying, it lets go of all the structures that keep everything together. Yeah, that was just a, yeah, a big,
yeah, that's
yeah,
huge. So now
yeah,
you get to give your body the instructions. Oh no, we're not dying. Like we're
yeah, yeah,
living. You know, you get
yeah,
to override that program that they've inserted and say, no, I'm not dying, I'm living.
yeah,
You know, and I think that will really shift everything.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's why I've kept coming back to it, but I haven't been able to explain what I was feeling,
Yeah.
because like internal structures, what is that? Like, yeah.
No, you nailed it. You nailed it. That's exactly what it is. The body thinks it's dying or dead. It thinks it's already dead. So it's just like, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But like not just physically, energetically too, which I didn't ever even really thought about. Like that would make the structures dissolve, right?
Mm.
Because even I've been feeling like there's something up with my biofield because I feel like I'm just absorbing everything. Like there's no boundary, just exactly what you said. So I have to work with my own consciousness now to say, no, like we're not dying, we're living, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of really great information came through in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. I've been really tired today and have like a kind of a bad day. So it's interesting how then, yeah, I was able to get a lot of info anyway. I didn't really expect to. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a lot. Would you be interested in sharing your session, like even just with the group?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, you recorded. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we finally got to like the root of what's been happening there.
Yeah.
And the whole black box programming thing
Yeah.
was
That was
wild.
really surprising.
Yeah.
But it makes sense with the cars, because that's I don't know why that was such a significant thing for me to see in public, the way people were driving. Like, yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah. There's been so many accidents lately, like like even just in group, like people have gotten in accidents and yeah, it seems like the reality is reflecting that disconnect, you know? Yeah. Anything else that came through that you didn't express?
I think maybe let me think. Oh yeah, related to the death thing, like this. I just thought of the videos of people spinning. You remember that? It's kind of long time ago, but
Mhm.
it's probably related to that also. That kind of,
How do you think
yeah.
that's related?
Mm, yeah, I just feel like if those structures at some point let go and is not holding things together, uh, I feel like that would happen. People would just collapse. And yeah, I don't know the spinning. I'm not sure, but there's probably something about energy moving or something. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I was just thinking about, could be that same type
Yeah,
of collapse of structure. So yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
was
just
connecting.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go.
No, I was just going to say, like, just think of how strong you are to have withstood that all this time. you know, so all the questioning, like, is my soul still here? Am I connected? All that stuff. Yes, it's still intact.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've been able to withstand that, yes. You're the only thing keeping your body alive at this point, your spirit. Yeah. What were you going to say, Karen?
Something about how she was when she was talking about the disease and how it's like a slow thing. It
Okay.
reminded me of, yeah, it reminded me of what I was picking up on ALS last night. That's you know, Lou Gehrig's disease, Maja.
Yeah,
I was getting attacked last night, or getting like all these jinn, like what do you call it? Sorry, I'm not fully grounded yet. But like all the jinn energies were like reprogramming myself into believing that I have ALS. And so it was, and just if you like, yeah, how ALS works, it's like it's a slow paralyzing effect, like where your whole body shuts down one by one, part by part.
Yeah.
So it just reminded me of what you were saying about that. I'm like, yeah, that's probably like when Tina, you said that, I was probably picking up on the collective. I go, yeah, I think like with that block or whatever they're trying to do, like taking people's consciousness or separating them or disconnecting them or reprogramming them, it's like they're slowly paralyzing or disconnecting like the construct, so that we're not picking up on it very quickly. It's like kind of like how we've been programmed till this point in time, that you know, by the time we catch it, it's already too far gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because they're coming at people from all angles. Like I just watched Look Out for Charlie's MK, what did he call it? MK sleep video, where they're actually, you can hear the AI speaking to people in their sleep and trying to program the subconscious, you know? So I imagine that they're doing it with disease too. Like we have another client who, like, she just keeps getting these breast cancer thoughts. They're trying to insert that and she just keeps like pushing back and pushing back. But yeah, imagine people that aren't aware at all that these thoughts aren't their own. They're going to adopt that and they're going to get sick. So that's a really important awareness to have. Yeah.
Now that you say, I actually think I have had that also with cancer. So, like just popping into my mind, being there for some time and then fading away and like coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're insertions. They've tried that with me before too, with the breast cancer. It seems like they go with women, they go directly to like breast cancer. But yeah, I'm sure they're like programming ALS or any MS is a big one too that people are being diagnosed with. You know, I think there's a physical component to all these things too, but definitely, I mean, the nanotech could be programmed with these things to, you know, decay the neurological system and all of that. And then the body shuts down, the energy systems degrade and also shut down. So, yeah. Yeah, we have to be really careful what is coming in, like thought wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's your body feeling?
I feel it feels softer in a good way. Yeah. But overall just tired. Also
Yeah.
like
It's late there, right? What time is it?
Yeah,
Like 10?
it's it's 12 past 11. Like it's yeah. Yeah, but also like the physical work I have, I'm really trying to change it because it's not not too good at the moment. But like
Yeah. Your job's really physical, right? You do cleaning.
Yeah, and it's for like 3 hours, like with no break. I have to pay my own breaks. Like it's just a shitty company.
Yeah, you
Pay
need
for your own breaks.
yeah, and like I just found my contract and it
does that
says
work?
that I'm not allowed to get another job unless they give me a written like a written
Release.
yeah, no, not even a release. Like I can't have a job on the side unless they kind of yeah, say
Give
it's
you
okay.
like a mommy note, like
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because yeah, it's just fucked up. Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
how
we
long is
gotta
your
read our
contract?
contracts.
It's not. It's just until one of us stop it. I don't know how long of if it's 1 or 3 months. I think is the usual. If I quit, I have like 1 to 3 months before I can really quit. But yeah, I have to find something else.
Yeah. Yeah, because the physical work is really hard too on the body.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope this integration, like you have some big shifts with this integration. And I think, like the triangle came just in time too, for you
Yeah.
to back. So what the triangle does is deactivate the program.
Mhm. Yeah.
So with the energetic work you did today of deactivating the program combined with the triangle, I think that's going to give you some pretty decent shifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And it was nice. I think like for my like mentally it was good to get a lot of answers. Like I'm just really happy that because stuff I've written my notes. I've written the same stuff like thousands of times, and I haven't gotten to the bottom of what it really meant. So
Right.
I think that's gonna be really good also for like my
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it'll satisfy the mind.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
put it at ease.
Yeah, and it won't come up all the time when I'm trying to take notes and yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel really good about this session.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. Well, we'll let you go get some rest and email us. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know how the triangle's going and all the things. I'll send you
Yeah.
the recording.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, Maja.
All right.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Yeah,
night.
you
Have a
too.
good sleep. Take care of yourself.
See you
Yeah, you
again.
too.
I'll see you
See you.
soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.